So hello and welcome to this live stream, Wednesday the 4th of March 2026, and it is 12:28 a.m. So it's coming up to half past midnight, so it is Wednesday the 4th of March 2026. Welcome to this live stream on Carl's Travel, Cruise and Sightseeing channel. Well, you don't need to guess what is coming up on the channel later on this morning, after I've been to bed, obviously. So what's going to be coming up? Well, the Churnet Valley Railway series. So today is officially the start of the new season for the Churnet Valley Railway on a Wednesday particularly. They've been running trains on the weekends through February. They weren't running any trains through January as far as I know. But February they were on weekends only. But from today, the 4th of March 2026, the Wednesday, they are going to be running trains every Wednesday for the next 6 months until the end of September. And then they will run trains on events days such as the Polar Express, which will be for Christmas. That's going to start in around November time. They'll probably run the trains on weekends in October as well. But from today, the 4th of March, they will be running trains every Wednesday for the next 6 months. So get yourselves over to the Churnet Valley Railway if you've never been. Obviously, if you live in Staffordshire, it's not so difficult to get to, especially if you live in Stoke-on-Trent, Cheadle, Leek, Ashbourne, Uttoxeter, Stafford, Burton. You get the idea, Lichfield. Whichever town or village you live in Staffordshire, Churnet Valley Railway is perfectly accessible just off the A52, which is between Stoke-on-Trent and Ashbourne. And of course, you can get to it from Leek as well. You can also visit the Churnet Valley Railway if you live at Leek, because you can nip down to Chadderton railway station and get the train from there. But you are better off going from Froggle, which is where I'm going to be going. Hello to you, Sophie McDonald. Nice to see you on the channel at CarlSmith25. I remember a Sophie McDonald actually when I was on Morella Discovery 2 last year. Hello to you, Kieran Stanley. Hello to all of you. So today is officially the start of the Wednesdays of the Churnet Valley Railway. So for the next 6 months from today, you can go on the trains at the Churnet Valley Railway every Wednesday. Is there an age live? What do you mean? What do you mean, Soph? You'll have to explain that. But anyway, so at CarlSmith25 is my channel, okay? So later on this morning, I will be heading to the Churnet Valley Railway to do my videos. And that will be my first series of this month. So if you are into locomotives or diesel engines or old-fashioned trains, etc., you are going to love the series. I have been 4 times, so please enjoy the series. There's going to be a lot of videos. There's going to be a lot of live streams as well. So mainly... No, there's no age limit, Sophie. You can watch the live stream, don't worry. There's no age limit. Anyone can subscribe to my channel. It's free. You're not paying a subscription like Netflix. No problem. Thank you. Enjoy the videos. Enjoy my channel while you can. As I say, I'm looking forward to going to the Churnet Valley later on today. So I have been 4 times. It is well worth going as well. So it's a 10.5 mile trip. Basically, yes, Grayson, yes. But honestly, the locomotive that they generally use, there's 2 of them actually. They're both from the US. In fact, the one that they usually use is from Ohio. And it's a fantastic engine. Thank you so much, Sophie McDonald. I'm glad you like them at Avantika. You like trains, that's really good. I really appreciate your comments. Thank you so much, guys and gals. You can follow me on my social medias, on Instagram and on Facebook as well. So you can find those links on my page. So by all means, well, these ones Avantika aren't fast because they run on steam. So they generally go about 20 to 30 mile an hour. But the countryside that you go through is amazing. It's classed as the UK's little Switzerland. So you go from Froggle to Consell, then to Chadderton, then to Leekbrook. Honestly, the scenery is amazing. You follow the River Churnet, which is near Alton Towers. So that's the region that this area is, where I'm going to be going. You've got Hetty's Tea Room. And of course, there's Peak Wildlife Park up the road as well. Thank you very much, Sophie McDonald. I appreciate that. That's so kind of you. But yes, make sure you are subscribed. And I will be going live when I get to the station as well, because I will want you to see the train come through the bridge into the station. I am hoping it is the locomotive. I know they took one of them on a large truck earlier on Tuesday, but I know that there is a second one there, and there is a diesel one there as well, but I do love the steam ones. And loads of people stand there with their cameras, with the big lenses, photographing the trains, including from the actual bridge as well. So it is very convenient to get to. Honestly, I absolutely love going to the Churnet Valley. I've lived in Staffordshire all my life, and when I went in July, that was my very first time going last year, and I absolutely loved it. So much so, I went 2 weeks later, after going to Foxfield Railway, which is near Stoke-on-Trent, and then I went to the Churnet Valley yet again 2 weeks later. Then I went on a cruise on Morella Discovery 2 from Cyprus, and then when I came back the week after the cruise, I went back to the Churnet Valley again, because it was the last day of the season. You live in Wales. Lovely. I love Snowdonia. Again, I would like to do some series in Wales, actually. That's given me an idea there. Thank you very much, Frosty. I don't know what that £100 million means, but I'll tell you what, if I had that, I'd quit my job. If I had that amount of money, I would quit my job straight away, and I'd just carry on blogging like I'm doing now. But honestly, I haven't got that money, but I don't know what the purpose of that figure is that you put there. But anyway, I have not got that money. Okay, so anyway, it's irrelevant. But the point is, it won't be the only series that I'm going to do this month, okay? I will be heading over to Mallorca as well. Hello to you, Ronan McGrath from Ireland, to be sure. Which part of Ireland are you from? I've been to the southern port, as in Newcastle West. Again, Ireland, that's another place I would go for a series for YouTube. I would probably go to Dublin and visit the Guinness factory. I'd love to go to the Ring of Kerry in the south of Ireland as well, and also the Giant's Causeway in the north. Again, that's another series, so I'm glad somebody's come on here from there. But yeah, I would definitely go to Ireland and do a series for YouTube. That would be interesting. What's that, Avantika? Well, we do try and work hard. I work hard at my job, which is a cleaner in a Tesco store. But I basically do my YouTube as a hobby, because at the moment I'm not earning money on the channel, because I'm not at the right amount of views. But I am doing well with the channel. Well, I will go to Dublin because I know people that go there. Stay on the west coast. Well, I don't mind where I go, to be honest. I would just go and explore it anyway, because even if I just had a day trip there. You live in Wolverhampton, we're not too far. In fact, I wasn't far from you the other week, Martin Jordan, because I went to Rob Baston Animal Zone when it was the half-term holiday. Again, that's another place worth going to. Plus, there's the Who Zoo just down the road as well. There's Cannock Chase. So again, there's plenty of places that I have been to and still yet to go to. But as I say, later on this morning, I will be heading to the Churnet Valley Railway. And also as well, while you guys are on here, I will be doing an anniversary video for the channel, as it is 2 years this week, basically tomorrow, Thursday. But I'm going to do the video on the Wednesday, which is now, but later on when I've been to the Churnet Valley. I'm going to be doing an anniversary video for the channel, because it's been 2 years since I decided to start the channel, okay? And I'm going to tell you what inspired me. I'm not going to spoil the video for tomorrow, but I am going to just give you a little bit of a preview as to why I decided to start my YouTube. And that is because I was inspired by a fellow YouTuber called the Macmaster, or Lee Davey. Now he basically does electronic car videos, he does food reviews, and he also does travel blogs, and he goes to Benidorm quite a lot with Jet 2. Now I've also gone with Jet 2 to places like Dubrovnik, to Mallorca, which I'm going to in a few weeks' time, which I will discuss in another video. Of course, Benidorm, as I said, I've been to Ibiza, I've been to Tenerife, but that was with TUI in January. That was my first holiday of this year. But yes, I've been with Jet 2 to a lot of places, such as Dubrovnik, and also to Prague, to Spain, as I've said, to Portugal, to Ibiza. So, you know, I have been on a lot of flights, okay, in the last several years. And because I don't have a partner, I generally go on my own. It is nice to go on your own, yes. I would love a travel buddy, yes. But that will happen as and when. But while I haven't got that situation, I'm quite happy to go on my own and do videos for the channel. because I know that in the last 2 years, thank you Martin Jordan, in the last 2 years my channel has gone from strength to strength. I did not expect it to absolutely go through the roof regarding the views particularly, because I know you might have the tendency to chase subscribers. Now Gordon, who lives up the road from me, he's got 2 YouTube channels, and he's given a lot of advice and said it's best not to chase subscribers, but instead to get the audience involved. So in other words, do live streams like this, because that's how you can gain subscribers, but also to vary the videos. My channel is about travelling, cruising and sightseeing. If you click subscribe, DK 1100 or 11,000, whatever your name is, you can see what my channel's about. So, and thank you Avantika, I will bear that in mind, but at the moment it's a bit dodgy going to the Middle East or any further than that because of what's going on over there, but I will bear that in mind for future reference, so thank you very much for that. But yes, so the reason, as I've said, I wanted to start the channel was because I was inspired by the Macmaster, because I was watching his travel blogs to Benidorm, and of course my first holiday abroad in 1988 was to Benidorm as a child, and I decided to go to Benidorm again when I was 40 in the year 2023 because I like watching Benidorm the series. I will remove that comment because it was very inappropriate. Sorry about that. I had to remove DK 11,000. What he put was not appropriate. I'm sorry. And I had to do that earlier on today as well, for people putting comments about the situation going on over in the Middle East. I will not tolerate comments on here that are inappropriate. So I'm just going to make that very clear right now. I will remove any subscribers or users off the chats or off my channel if you are going to make inappropriate remarks or comments or use bad language. Okay? So, because young people do watch my channel as well, and I know swearing is a common thing in this world, but I don't particularly want to see it on my chat feed. So I will remove you and your comment. So just bear that in mind, please. But yes, as I say, my channel was inspired by the Macmaster, and also as well because I have autistic traits. And I've actually found out that I have what's called high functioning autism. So even though I don't have a diagnosis, a lot of the things that I suffer with at home and out and about shows signs of autism. I find it difficult to get out of routines when I'm in one. If I have a new routine, I find it difficult. I find it hard to find a relationship, hence why I'm still single, and I struggle to find a partner. I've been rejected a lot. I've been lied to, I've been used for money, I've been almost scammed, I've had my heart broken by several people in the past as well. It basically knocks my confidence. And so because of that, I focus on doing my channel, because what it does, it builds up my confidence in the fact I can go out there and do some videoing and meet people, even when I go travelling on my own, and also on days out, like I'm going to do later on to the Churnet Valley, and also when I go to zoos. And anyone that watches my channel and sees me filming, don't be afraid to come and say hello. Don't be afraid to join the chats on here. Don't be afraid to comment on my videos. I absolutely appreciate everybody's support. I really, really do. This channel would not have been possible over the last 2 years if it wasn't for the support of you guys, the viewers. So that is basically a gist of what I'm going to cover in the video that I'm going to do after I've done the series at the Churnet Valley, because as I say, it is 2 years since I've had the channel. So the views have gone up to over 1.2 million, the videos are pushing 20,000, and the subscribers are well over 1,750. So I really appreciate it. I really appreciate every single person that leaves a comment on my videos, that leaves a like, that leaves a comment on the chats on here, that subscribes, and that generally likes my videos, okay? Because I want the video and the channel to be helpful to you out there as well, especially when it's my experiences that I'm relating, particularly when it comes to travelling, passport control at airports, security, the new entry-exit system that's been introduced in Europe at the moment as well. That's still being rolled out. By April the 10th, it will all be rolled out. So until then, your passport may get stamped when you go abroad in the EU. So just bear that in mind. If you are travelling over to Cyprus or Turkey or Egypt, please bear in mind you may not be going. because of the situation that's going on over in Israel and Dubai at the moment. People are stranded over there as well with flights cancelled. So again, check with your airline if you are travelling out there to Greece or Turkey or Cyprus or Egypt, because you may face difficulty or cancellations. And it's always important to make sure you've got travel insurance as well in case that happens. And also have an EHIC or GHIC card as well, because that can help towards health costs if you end up in hospital with some form of illness, etc., while you're on holiday. And of course, make sure you do have travel insurance, yes. So a lot of holiday companies do have their own travel insurance. Jet2 have their own, and I generally use my Jet2, the app, and you get TRV20 as a discount code, and it knocks off 20%. You can use Insure to Go, you can use Stay Sure, you can use Go Compare and see what prices are on there. And another good insurer is Top Dog as well. They're pretty reasonably priced. But if you go with a Jet2 holiday like I'm doing to Mallorca in a few weeks, I use Jet2's actual insurance. So hello to you from North Korea, interesting. So it's amazing who I get on the chats, and it's lovely to meet you all on here. But as I say, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because as I say, later on will be the Churnet Valley Railway. So if you are into locomotives, old trains and steam trains and other engines, you are going to absolutely love it. It's a fantastic railway line to go on. It's £20 for an all-day Rover ticket, £22 if you turn up on the day, but they do recommend you pre-book because it can get very busy. And with it being the first day of the actual season on a Wednesday, I know it's going to be busy. So I plan to leave here in around 9.5 hours time, basically at 9:15 in the morning, to head up to Frogall, which is the other side of Cheadle in Staffordshire. And then there's the railway station at Frogall, where the Churnet Valley Railway trains go from. And then you just show your ticket either in paper form or on your phone, and then your car can stay on the car park free of charge. They've got a gift shop, they've got toilets, they've got like a tea room where you can get a beer, you can get a cup of tea or coffee. I've got some lunch, I've got a drink in the fridge which I'm going to take with me. I've got my power banks charging upstairs as well as we speak, so that they can be going with me tomorrow, because there are going to be absolutely loads of footage I'm going to be doing. I also want to give a shout out to a YouTube viewer as well called Maddie, who has actually designed me a intro video for my Churnet Valley series. So Maddie, if you are watching or you are going to watch, I really appreciate that video you've done for me. I'm really looking forward to using that video you've done. I also sent her some pictures for my Mallorca series coming up as well, but I really enjoyed the video she produced for me for my Churnet Valley series. So Maddie, thank you so much. I will be using your intro. I've also done one of my own, so I'm going to use that as well. So I really appreciate it, and I'm going to have her as my YouTube assistant for now, where she can help edit my videos, and also, well, not so much the videos, but design the intros, because I can edit the videos using Power Director, which is what I use. That's the app I use to edit my videos into episodes. Hello to you, Wayne. So yes, I'll be heading to Churnet Valley Railway tomorrow, Wayne, so make sure you are on the channel, particularly on the live streams, because I'm going to do a live stream when I get to Frogall station, so that you can watch the train come through the bridge into the station. Hopefully it will be the locomotive, and that's the steam train they have there, Mark. They've got 2 locomotives. One got took on a truck earlier on Tuesday with a police escort. I don't know why. Must have been getting repaired or something. But they've got another one there that's from Ohio. I think it's the 5197 model. And they've got another model as well, which is very similar. But it's a fantastic engine, trust me. If you go onto my Churnet Valley Railway series from last July on my channel, you will see what locomotive they use. And it's the same one that was on this truck. Thank you very much, Wayne. I cannot give you the time I'm going to be going live. I would say around 10 AM, because I'm going to be leaving here at 9:15. It's about a half hour or so drive to Frogall above Cheadle. It's only about 12 miles from where I live, which is basically the same as me going to work in Mere and Stoke. But I'm going to go a slightly different way, because there's quite a dodgy junction on the road that goes to the Churnet Valley, and I don't particularly want to have my car smashed, because when you get to the junction you can't actually see what traffic's coming down the hill. So if you pull out and something comes, bang, and I don't want that to happen, especially when I've got a holiday coming up in about 2.5 to 3 weeks. so I don't want that. So there will be a slightly different route, but I aim to get to the station about 10, quarter to 10 to 10. The train should arrive about 10 o'clock because it goes at 10:30, which is the first train, and then it gets back to Frogall about 12:30, 20 to 1, switches round again, and then it goes at 1:30 on the next journey. So they're the two journeys I'm going to be doing because my ticket is valid for both of them because it's an all-day rover, right? So you pay 20 quid, you can go on both trains and get off at the stations if you want to. I won't be. I'll be staying on the train all the way to Ipston's Loop and back to Frogall, and then get off when it goes back, then it switches over, and then I'll get back on it again at 1:30 and go back up the line to Ipston's Loop and then back to Frogall. So by the time I get back, it's going to be getting on for 3:45. So you've basically got all day there. So for 20 quid, I mean, flipping out, you can't complain, right? So on the website, there are the prices. It's £22 if you turn up independently, but they do recommend you pre-book because it gets very busy. And so you don't want to be disappointed. So you're best to have a pre-booked ticket. And they usually have like a little tab. There's usually a guy or a woman there with a pad, basically going through everybody's tickets and what bookings they've got, because there's lots of different train services you can use. You can either have a dinner on board, a breakfast on board, a murder mystery, the Alice in Wonderland one they do as well. So there's loads of different ones, special events that they do. But tomorrow is a public train service because it's, well, that's today, the 4th, because it is the first day of the Wednesday season, right the way through till the end of September. So Wayne, get yourself over to Churnet Valley at some point. It is well worth going to, honestly. It's between Stoke-on-Trent and Ashbourne on the A52, a couple of miles north of Cheadle, on the doorstep of Peak Wildlife Park, Dimmingsdale and Alton Towers. So they're all in close proximity. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing later on. So I really hope you all look forward to the series at CarlSmith25 to subscribe. As I say, Mallorca's coming up the back end of the month as well. I'll be heading over to Camp Pickerfoot, which is where I'm going to be staying. I'll also visit Alcudia and the Old Town, the city walls, the market that's there. I may try and get to one of the zoos on the island. If I can't, then that's fine. But I'm also going to visit the Trotters Bar as well in Camp Pickerfoot. So if you are into Only Fools and Horses, you are going to absolutely love that because there's a Reliant Robin outside, and also inside the guy's got pictures of Delboy and Rodney and Grandad and Uncle Albert. So if you are into Only Fools and Horses, make sure you hit the subscribe button when I go there. I may visit one of the caves in Mallorca as well. Again, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I'm staying at the hotel at East Midlands again the night before, like I did back in January for Tenerife, the Leonardo. And I'm going to try and use the Twilight check-in at East Midlands as well, so I can check my case in the night before, and then all I've got to do the next morning is go through security. So if you fly with Jet2 or TUI, just bear that in mind. You can use the Twilight check-in or the night before bag drop, and that includes if you go on a cruise with TUI as well, which is a Marella ship, okay? So if you go into like the Canary Islands or Spain or Croatia or even Cyprus for a cruise, and your flight is before midday the next day, you can generally drop your case off. So all you've got to do then is go through security, and you're going to save a load of hassle queuing up for check-in because you will have already done it the night before. So only one person out of the party has to turn up with the passports and boarding passes and the luggage, get everybody's bags checked in, and then the next morning you are just free to go through security. If you're staying at a hotel at the airport, that's convenient to do that. You can generally use one of the car parks free of charge, or get a token validated. I know at East Midlands it's short stay 1. You get a token, you go into the car park office, they validate your token, you show them your booking for your holiday, etc., or your cruise. You go into the terminal, you check your bag in, go back to your car, drive out, okay? If you're staying at a hotel, then obviously pre-book your parking like I've done on midstay 1, and then I'm going to go and check in to the night before, and then go to the hotel, have a few hours sleep, and then head over to the terminal the next morning because it is a 6:20 flight over to Mallorca, which is around 2-ish hours. I have got a breakfast on board as well, and I know they're making improvements in East Midlands Airport at the moment as well, particularly on the arrivals hall now. They've revamped that. They've done the security hall, so that's all brand new. So with the security, you don't have to take any liquids or electricals out of your bag as long as it doesn't exceed 100 mils. But I think with the UK, you can take more than 100 mils through. Again, check with your airline or the airport you're going from, because each airport might have a different set of rules. but I know they want to roll it out so that you don't take your liquids out of your bag and your electricals. At East Midlands you don't have to, at Birmingham you don't have to, Manchester you don't have to, Glasgow and Edinburgh you don't have to, and the London airports you don't have to either. So there's quite a few that they've already started with the new security. So it makes it a lot easier just to go through a body scanner and then pick your stuff up and you're on your way. But abroad, you still have to put your bags in a see-through bag and remove your electricals. So just bear that in mind when you are abroad. Also bear in mind the entry-exit system as well. You may face delays. If you do, don't worry about it, because if you've got to transfer, it generally waits for you. If you're on a cruise, the ship won't go without you because they will know that this passenger is still due to arrive. So generally don't worry about it. Speak to a TUI or Jet2 rep or a member of airport staff as well. But until the system is fully operational, your passport may still get stamped. Make sure as well it's in date, either 3 or 6 months, but they recommend 6 months maximum. Renew it if you are unsure, and use the Max Spielman Apply and Go service to renew your passport rather than the post office. Okay, so that's a lot of information I know that I've given out, but I tell you what, it is well worth listening to and taking on board, because it will save a lot of aggravation, believe me. A lot of hassle, and that includes for kids as well. Make sure their passports are in date and renew them as well. Go to the Max Spielman, they will take your photograph, go through the application with you, and then you pay the fee and they send it off. You haven't got to go through the check and send at the post office, because if you do, you've got to do it all again. So whereas at Max Spielman, they do it all for you there and then, and if the photograph isn't correct, they'll just take another one and make sure it's correct in line with the regulations of the passport office. So I hope all of that has helped. Hello to you, Amalie Kuma and Tom Foster. No, I have not been crying. I don't know what made you think that. But as I say, I really hope anyway, because after 27 minutes of a stream, I'm going to end this now. But please hit the subscribe button. I really hope you look forward to the Churnet Valley Railway series very soon, in the next few hours. I will be doing another heritage railway in April called the Ecclesbourne Railway, which is near Wirksworth in Derbyshire. So that's about 12 miles from Ashbourne, on the way to Crouch, where I went to the Tram Museum. That's now changed its name. It's not called the Crouch Tram Museum anymore. It's just called the National Tramway Museum. That's worth going to as well, believe me. And if you get a ticket for there, that lasts 12 months. So you can return within the 12 months. Okay, again, so that's worth knowing. But yes, there's a railway at Wirksworth called Ecclesbourne. Very similar to the Churnet Valley, not as long. It's 9.5 miles, and whereas the Churnet Valley is 10.5. But again, the ticket situation is exactly the same. You buy a ticket, it's an all-day rover, so you can go on 3 trains at that one, 10:15, 1:45, 3:20. So whichever train you turn up for, you've got all 3. And I'm going to be doing that in April on Easter Sunday. So that will be booked when I'm next paid. But of course, Mallorca will come up before I go there. I may do a trip to Benidorm, possibly in April as well. I don't know yet. I may do. And of course, I want to get over to Croatia and go to Dubrovnik. So that will happen as well, I'm sure. So I want to get my money saved up. I've got some overtime at work coming up. I did some earlier on as well. So I've had to do an extra shift on Tuesday. But that doesn't matter to me, because any shift I do extra goes towards my next break, my next holidays, and my next travel and my next days out. So as I say, make sure you hit the subscribe button at CarlSmith25. And wee Batty, I am in Staffordshire in the UK. That's where I am. So I'm about 8 to 10 miles from Alton Towers. So I'm very close. That's where I am. I'm also planning to do a Liverpool series at some point as well. I may go next week. I may go in April. Again, I do not know when. But I would like to get up to Liverpool and go and visit the cathedral, which is the largest in the UK. And also go to Albert Docks. I have been to Liverpool twice as a child, and also with my grandma. My grandma sadly isn't with us. She passed away in 2015 to bone cancer. I do still miss her after 11 years. But I did go to Liverpool with her on a coach trip. So that was the last time I went. So it's over 20 years ago. Am I going with TUI? No, I'm going with Jet2 to Mallorca. No. Jet2 is who I'm going with. And I've got the Jet2 t-shirt as well, which I'll be wearing, believe me. because interestingly, it got me in the cockpit last year. And I don't think it's because of the t-shirt, but the staff on the plane did like the shirt. It says, I love Jet 2. So, and I did go in the cockpit of the plane and do some videos. That was on my Dubrovnik series last May on my channel. And I went from East Midlands as well. But I'll try and go from either Birmingham or Manchester for that one because I want to go a bit longer than a week. But no, this holiday, Wayne, I'm not going with TUI, I'm going with Jet 2. Okay, that's who I've booked with. I'm in a 4-star hotel right by the beach. It's actually a spa hotel, and my room has got a balcony. It looks a very nice hotel. So it's a few minutes walk from the main attractions of the town and a few minutes walk from the Trotters Bar. To go to Alcudia, I've got to get bus 324, and they're every 15 to 20 minutes. They're known as TIB buses on Mallorca, but you can go to Palma as well. But I'll be going up to Alcudia and the Old Town because there's a market on a Tuesday and a Sunday. So I'm going to try and get up there a couple of times a week during that week or so. Plus there's the ale hop shop. Can't not go in there. I love going in there. The one with the cow outside. And Spain is the only place that's got them, and Croatia apparently. But Spain's got quite a lot. But there's one in Alcudia, so I'll end up going in there as well. But of course I want to visit Alcudia Old Town because of the walls. And also there's a church there worth going in as well for €1. Quite interesting pictures and paintings to have a look at. So again, that's what I love about this channel, because there's loads of things to go and see that I've not been to before. And I've not been to that part of Mallorca. Yes, I would recommend Tenerife. I went there in January, enjoyed it, did the Teide by night trip. Went to the Loro Park, which is one of 2 zoos in the world with orcas, killer whales, if you want to know them that way. It was fantastic. Next time I go to Tenerife, I will go to the south. But at the moment, there might be a bit of activity going on with Mount Teide, because they're experiencing quite a few mini earthquakes and tremors over in Tenerife at the minute. So Teide could erupt any time. You've got to be careful of that and bear that in mind. It is one of 412 volcanoes on the island. So if that goes up, the whole island and the Canaries go up. So, but yes, I would recommend Tenerife. But I will try and go to the south next time, like Playa de las Americas, Los Cristianos, Costa Adeje. I will try and go down that end of the island and explore that. Because again, there's a couple of zoos down there I can visit. There's one called Jungle Park, and there's another, and there's a monkey world as well, a bit like the Monkey Forest in Stoke. But there's one of them in Tenerife called Monkey World or Monkey Forest, whatever it's called. But I will definitely be visiting that part of Tenerife at some point. But for now, Mallorca is my next travel blog for this month. There'll be more updates coming later in the month. But for now, later on this morning, we'll be off to the Churnet Valley. So we'll be going on the trains. So make sure you have hit the subscribe button at Carlsmith25. Thank you for watching this last half an hour's video. Hope I've not bored you, but I hope as well it's given you some information regarding travel, because that's the whole purpose of this stream. And I really hope you enjoy the anniversary video I'm going to do as well. I appreciate everybody's support out there that watches this channel, including Maddie for helping me with some videos. Thank you so much, Maddie. Whether you're watching or not, it doesn't matter. I'm sure you'll be able to watch this at some point, but I do appreciate what you've done so far. Thank you very much, Wayne. Your son can subscribe to my channel as well, and make sure he goes and visits the Loro Park if he goes to Puerto de la Cruz. Okay, but you can also do the Teide by night tour from the south of the island as well, which is where he's going. But I will definitely be visiting Tenerife again. It's a 4-hour flight, but it's nice. I love flying. I love going on planes. So like I say, I'll be going over to Mallorca, which is only a couple of hours. But again, yes, it is. And it was 26 degrees in January. To be honest, I didn't even feel it was winter when I was over there. It felt like a summer month here. That's how warm it was in January. So I just completely forgot that it was January. I just thought, no way, it's not January, because of how warm it was. But, you know, it was January, yeah. But I absolutely loved Puerto de la Cruz. Let's go. Well, I will be to Mallorca. So anyway, let's remove that. So again, thank you for watching my channel and my videos and this stream. I love all you guys and girls that support me. I really appreciate all the likes, the thumbs up, the comments. Keep them coming. There's more videos later on with the Churnet Valley. I'm looking forward to being back there, honestly. I'm going to try and get another map as well, because I want to put it on my wall at home, upstairs in the attic basically. But I have got one, I know, in a drawer somewhere, but I'm going to get another one because it's got the complete route on it of where the train goes and interesting information about all the different places the trains go to. And I will try and show it you on the stream when I get to the station, because there's one on the wall at the station. so I'll get you to have a look at it when I pan the camera down. But I definitely want you to be on alert for when the train comes through the bridge, okay? You are going to love seeing it, honestly. So make sure you are on the live. I'm going to hopefully join the live about 10 a.m. Wayne, okay? And that's for everybody else as well. 10 o'clock, so another 9 hours or so, I'll be going live again. But this will be at Frogall Station. So I'll have just arrived and I want to get there before the train does arrive so that you can see it yourselves coming through, okay, with the coaches. And then it will switch and go past the coaches and then come back through the bridge to connect to the coaches. And then you'll see it up close, okay? And honestly, it's a fantastic engine. And if I do go off the live stream at some point, don't be panicking, because I will be doing some I will be doing some individual videos and photographs and selfies of me as well. So, but I will go straight back on the stream afterwards. So don't worry if it goes off a few minutes, okay? Don't panic about it. You will definitely be there seeing the train plenty of times, because when the train goes back after the 10:30 trip, the train will switch again and connect to the coaches to go back up the line to do the next journey at 1:30, which I will then get back on the train and go up the line, and then it will go back and then it will switch again to finally leave altogether. So but I'm going to try and video the journey in blocks. So I'm not going to live stream the journey because I tried it the first time and the signal was not great. So I'm just going to do a video of each section of the journey in landscape. I've got 2 power banks, Wayne, they're charging, okay? I've got a power bank that I bought from the Alley Hop shop in Porto de la Cruz in Tenerife. So they're both charging, so I don't need a spare battery. I'll be plugging in the power banks, don't you worry. They are both being charged as we speak. So by the morning they should be fully charged. And of course I can charge the phone in the car using my USB cable and socket. So don't worry, I will have plenty of power, don't you worry. That's why I'm charging 2 batteries up, because I know I'm going to need it with the amount of footage I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be videoing the journey in blocks, in landscape, so the phone will be the other way round compared to what it is at the moment, which is portrait. So I'll be videoing the Frogall to Console, Console to Cheddleton, Cheddleton to Leetbrook, and then up to Ipston's, and then I'll do it in reverse. And then on the second journey, I will just video it in portrait and landscape and vary it, okay? Take photographs, selfies, and of course do live streams at Frogall Station as well. The weather's supposed to be nice and sunny, so I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully as well, something else, I'm hoping to see the blossom, because I've seen some blossom out. So to go up the Churnet Valley and see blossom out will be beautiful, especially with the river and all the animals that are along there, like cows and ducks and things that you do generally see. So it'll be interesting. Plus there's the Black Lion pub, plus there's a canal, plus there's another pub at the other station called the Boat Inn at Cheddleton. There's other engines at Cheddleton that you will see as well on the footage when I upload them. I'll be editing them as well. So anyway, let's remove that comment. That was inappropriate. So anyway, I'm going to end this stream now. Thank you so much everybody for watching this channel and the videos and the streams and leaving the comments. I appreciate it so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow in a few hours time at the Churnet Valley Railway in Staffordshire. 10 o'clock I'm going to try and get on the stream. If I get on a few minutes earlier or a few minutes later, don't worry about it. It'll be around that time. So I'm planning to leave here at 9:15. And I will get up to Frogall, do some video footage, because there might be a bit of a queue before I can show my ticket, which I have got upstairs and I've got it on my phone. And then as soon as I get onto the station platform, I will make sure that I'm going live. So hit the subscribe button at ColeSmith25. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow at the Churnet Valley. Thank you so much and good morning.